Bioplastics, a Solution by Tabitha Krause. Plastic production, consumption, and disposal releases over 850 million tons of carbon dioxide each year. That accounts for about 5% of global emissions. The incineration of these products at the end of their life cycle also contribute to buildup of greenhouse gases and are a contributing factor in climate change. Plastic is also a massive polluter in other ways. Microplastics now outweigh plankton in our oceans and have been discovered in human lungs as well as in the placentas of developing babies. This presents massive health risks to both human and wildlife. Bioplastics are plastic-like products that are sourced from renewable biomass materials like genetically modified crops or microbes rather than from fossil fuels. Bioplastics can be sourced from biomass and be entirely compostable. However, the leading bioplastic producer in the US, the USDA's BioPreferred program, only refers to products containing bio-based content, which doesn't mean that an item is necessarily biodegradable, compostable, or even recyclable. Other bioplastics are completely biodegradable or compostable, and some bioplastics also contain fossil-based materials along with bio-based materials. This makes bioplastics a complex and wide-encompassing term. For the purpose of this project, I'll be focusing on bioplastic that is made from renewable sources and can be composted in an industrial composting facility, as I believe they have the most potential for reducing emissions, specifically those containing polylactic acid. The question is, are bioplastics really better for the environment? They can be sustainably sourced and help relieve pressure on oil extraction and the related subsequent environmental harms. They also have an eighth of the carbon footprint of conventional plastics. Then they're also non-toxic. However, bioplastics have many limitations. They can place strain on farmland, which is needed to grow the crops that will be made into these plastics in an ever more food insecure world. They're also expensive, up to 3 times as costly as conventional plastics to produce. Bioplastics don't have the strength or flexibility that makes conventional plastics so appealing, and they can only be composted in an industrial composting facility under high heat and pressure, that above 136 degrees Fahrenheit. And they don't seem to decompose at all in ocean environments. They also require additional resource use in order to produce the heat needed for composting. And they're equally as polluting when burned as a disposal method. Overall, bioplastics may be part of the solution, but real change comes from refusing to buy plastic products and from changing legislation, placing the burden of change on the producer, not the consumer. It's not an easy, one-size-fits-all solution. Infrastructure has to be constructed to properly dispose of bioplastics. As the deadline approaches to reach zero emissions and prevent catastrophic warming, every solution should be considered and used in combination in order to lower emissions and help save the planet. Thank you for listening.